How do you know if you're following your soul's calling or if you are just escaping your current reality? And that is a question that I am currently asking myself, but it's also a question that I reflected on over the past 3 years since the first time I moved out of the country. If you are new here, welcome. I am Marquita. I am a spiritual coach, I'm a nomad, author, and I am also a podcast host. So if you are interested in checking out my podcast, please be sure to click on the description and you can find those details in the description. I'm currently on a 365-day long form content challenge. So if you want to follow along for the journey, I will be posting a new video every single day. I reflected on this question a lot before I decided that it was time for me to move out of the country again. For those of you who are new here, I moved out of the country in 2023 when I became a single mother. And when I moved out of the country in 2023, me and my daughter, she was 18 months at the time, we first went to Thailand. And when we went, it wasn't until I got there that I realized that I was not ready or prepared for that experience. Prior to going to Thailand, I had decided that I was going to continue my nomadic journey because I was nomadic before I got pregnant with my daughter. And I was like, I'm going to pursue, continue to pursue what I want to do. Because what I was saying at that time is my happiness, my joy, my freedom, all of that still matters. And if I'm going to be the best mom that I could possibly be, it will be because I am actively still living in my dreams and pursuing my dreams. And I still believe that, right? Um, and so I decided that I was going to leave the country. I did a lot of research. So it wasn't like it was a impulsive move because I took time. I probably took 2 years of like researching and understanding like different things and looking at different people's experiences before I decided that I was gonna move. And so after me and my daughter's father separated, I ended up moving in with his mom. And during that time, I continued to do my research. I continued to save my money. I continued to work on various things in the background to help me, in my next endeavor. And so I decided that I was going to go to Costa Rica, right? And so I did a whole bunch of research. I'm like, Costa Rica is gonna be it. I had a homegirl out there at the time, and she put me on and connected me with some like some landlords. And so I had plans. I had all the plans in the world to go to Costa Rica. And at the last minute, I was talking to my homeboy. He is also a world traveler, and he would always tell me about Thailand. And he said, I've been to Costa Rica and I've been to Thailand, and I really think your money and your savings will go a lot longer if you went to Thailand. So I was like, I always wanted to go to Thailand. My plan at the time, anyway, was to like bop around because I wanted to be nomadic. Um, so I was like, okay, I'll go to Thailand, to start out. Like that would be cool. So I switched it at the last minute. And I always think back to me switching it at the last minute because that was a very logical driven decision. And a lot of times when I am making decisions in life, I usually try to lean into my spirit and into my soul's calling, right? And my soul was calling me to Costa Rica at that time anyway, and I did not listen. But, I got there and I figured out very soon. I was like, this is a lot. This is a lot. And what I realized was that I was still in postpartum depression. And I realized that the things that I was, the things that would have to adapt to while I was in Thailand was going to break me because I was already mentally not well. And so, and then I had my daughter. And so I decided to come back. That lesson taught me so much because, one of the things that I kept saying to myself when I went to Thailand, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get me a nanny, I'm gonna live like this soft luxury life, like soft mom life, and that was like my whole vision when I decided on Thailand because I was like, my savings is about to go long. No, that is not what happened. And so afterwards I took my daughter back to her father and I came back to Medellin, Colombia. And I spent 2 months by myself in Colombia. And I had the opportunity to just get a feel for what it felt like to travel outside of the country alone. And also, I understood for myself what I was really searching for. And I really just got connected with myself. And so when I left, I was like, okay, bet I am going to do this. It might not be right now, but I'm going to do it. And I went back, and it has taken me 3 years, right? It's taken me 3 years of planning. It has taken me 3 years of repairing relationships. It has taken me 3 years of, building relationships. It has taken me 3 years of understanding myself, doing a lot of shadow work, doing a lot of healing, crying, like a lot of back and forth with me in spirit, a lot of back and forth with me in spirit. And then I finally did it, right? Today I am talking to you from Medellin, Colombia. And it is still my plan to bop around and to travel the world. I'm very new to this whole experience, although I have been here before, and although I do have experiences traveling before, this way of life and what I plan to do is very different than what I have ever known. So I'm allowing myself to take my time. I'm allowing myself to breathe through it. I'm allowing myself to just embrace the culture, right? When I first got here, I was very overwhelmed. I was very overwhelmed because I was tired. And it's just a lot when you first land in a foreign country and you're tired and hungry, right? Like you be irritated. You'd be irritated. And so I have been reflecting today because I was like, well, what is the difference? Because, back then, yes, I still was trying to live in the dream, but it was also just like a bigger piece of it where I was trying to escape my current circumstances. And I was trying to create a reality for myself and my daughter that would have taken out her father. And I'm so grateful that, that spirit brought me back. Spirit brought me back and helped me realize that this is your village. This is your support system. You don't have to do this alone. Like let this let this man be a father to his daughter. And I have, right? Like I have allowed that to now I wouldn't even say I have allowed, I would say spirit has allowed that to be the case. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel that when I got back to America, I had a lot of work to do on myself. I had a lot of work to do on myself. Like I said, I was still battling postpartum depression, but even more so, like I was at war with I was in spiritual warfare. I say that I was going through the dark night of the soul, and I'm gonna try, and if I can figure it out, because I'm still new to this, I'm gonna try and link one of those videos, up here or down here. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to link it. But I was going through the dark night of the soul, and it was a very depressing time in my life because not only was I now a single mom, but now I'm back in America with nothing because I sold everything, because I gave everything away, because I was attempting to make a change in my life that I thought I needed at that time. And it just wasn't the right time. It wasn't that me being nomadic and me traveling the world isn't a part of my path, because it is. But it just wasn't the time. At that point in time, I was escaping from my current circumstances. And what I realized, over the course of this past 3 years, and something that I really remember is that in the beginning, I was so hell bent on single mom. Now I'm a single mom. Now I'm a single mom. But, I was very, very intentional about saying a mom who happens to be single. And if you look at some of my earlier videos, I started making content about that, because I still am, right? I'm a mom who happens to be single. Like I'm just a mother, but I don't have a partner. And so I try to make my own reality align with the circumstances, right? because it's easy to fall into the single mom paradigm. And I feel like, in a way, I was on the trajectory of that when I decided to leave and go to Thailand, because I'm like, I'm not about to be doing this all by myself, and it's gonna be hard, and you know, I can have help, and yeah. And Spirit was like, "Girl, you got help. You got help. You got a co-parent. You have." She has two parents who has two families. Like, you are not your mother, you are not your grandmother, you are not your great grandmother, because there has been a cycle of generational. And I mean, I don't even know anybody in my family that's married. Like, it's just been a cycle of like generational single, like everybody's single moms, and nobody's married. And so I am grateful. I am grateful, although my circumstance and my situation isn't exactly how I imagined it would be when I first got pregnant, right? I am still grateful that it isn't exactly how I grew up, right? Like, I'm happy that it's not, that my daughter is able to witness two parents who are able to parent her and take care of her, and do, the work to make sure that everything is cordial, right? Making sure that everything is cordial. That's the word that I want to use for that. And I'm happy. I'm happy with the way that my life is and the way that the things are set up. Um, I do want a partner. Like, I do want a partner. And I am, praying to my ancestors and to spirit every night. Like, okay, now, like, I want somebody to experience this part of my life with. And I believe that he or she will be making their way to me, pretty soon. Um, and yeah, like, I just want you to take a look at your situation and really evaluate, are you in escapism or are you in expansion? And I think that when I first moved abroad, I think it was both, right? I think it was both, because it was the idea that I want to still be nomadic and I still want to travel all across the world. But now, how can I do this as a single mother? And I felt that things would be just way too complicated. I felt like things would just be way too complicated if I had to include another person that I wasn't with. You know what I mean? Um, and here I am now, and we're about to do it. I don't know how it's gonna go, right? Because I'm day 3. I'm on day 3. And she's not here with me right now, but I will go back and get her and bring her with me soon. So, yeah, like, we are going to see, that's what I told him. I'm like, we just have to see how things go. We have to figure it out, because I know that this is a part of my journey, and I know that if we can figure it out, it's going to be a blueprints for so many other single mothers who feel, or not single mothers, but maybe co-parenting mothers who feel that they are stuck because of their circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a way to put you, if it's meant for you, right? Like, if it's meant for you to experience in this lifetime and in this reality, there is always a way, right? Like, the possibilities are endless. And so I just want, you know, you all to do some self reflection and understanding, like, are you escaping from your current reality or are you expanding? Because we have a tendency of when things occur, and then we make these drastic decisions. And reinvention is so good, like, it's so healing. But when we pack up and we move, and I don't know who's gonna listen to this, but I'm just speaking specifically to people who decide that they want to move abroad, or people who decide that they want to be nomadic. When you when you are making these decisions, are you considering what's on the other side? You don't know what's on the other side, right? Like, so are you considering that you don't know what's on the other side? And how comfortable are you with the unknown? How comfortable with are you with not knowing how it's going to work out? That's the work that I had to do on myself. I have a book. I said that I'm an author. I have a book. It's called Walking Your Power. You can find it on Amazon. Maybe I'll link it below. But it's called Walking Your Power. And I have a chapter in there entitled There is Power in the Unknown. Right? Like it's so much power in the unknown. Like we have to remember that spirit is always working on our behalf. God is always working on our behalf, however you want to say it. And we don't ever really need to concern or worry ourselves with the how. We only need to actually do it. And so I had such a hard time, like over the past 3 years, not for, I would say 2024. That was the year after we came back. So, yes, 2024 was a very challenging year because I was at spiritual warfare. Spirit kept trying to get me to walk in my purpose. And it's this like every time I would do well and I would be consistent in my speaking and be consistent in making content and making sure my voice is heard, then I would get some type of financial reward, and it wouldn't come specifically from this, but it would be like a little blessing from the universe, it just came out of nowhere. And when I stopped and I would try to go back to social work because I have my master's in social work, but I'm also a LCSWA, so I can practice therapy under the supervision of another therapist. But I don't do that no more because Spirit told me not to do that. Right? Like it's something about Spirit don't want me to do things conventionally. Like I live a very unconventional life, but I can handle it because that's my path. And the whole time with all of the ups and downs and me applying to thousands. I probably have applied to 1,000 jobs, like so many jobs. Not getting none of them. Not getting none of them. Like I ain't getting a job. It was crazy, but just over the course of time, like me, my ego. I would say my ego was trying to do something conventionally because I never seen or witnessed anybody do something unconventionally. I never seen anybody actually have a dream and actually pursue it in my real life. I listen to people online all day. You know what I'm saying? I listen to a lot of Steve Harvey. I listen to a lot of Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas. I listen to a lot of Eric Thomas. I listen to, all of these motivational speakers, and I know their story, I know their path, but I don't know them personally. I only know what they tell us, right? And so I haven't witnessed anybody in my real life actually have a dream and actually pursue it. I feel like I am the first person that I personally know that's like have this dream and it's like actively pursuing it. Everybody else I know are seem to be have settled for the reality that they have been told they needed to do. Even though, when I talk to them, they may say that they want to experience or do something different. And I'd be like, well, just do it. Like, just do it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people, I have, but you have to develop a relationship with the unknown. You have to be comfortable with not knowing. That's the only way, like, dreamers continue on their path. They continue to do it is because, do it without knowing what, when or what will help it pop off. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope you all got something from that. That was a great conversation and reflection for me personally. Again, I am Marquita. I am doing a 365-day long form content challenge. I am traveling the world and I don't know if I will do any vlog style content just because it feels like it's oversaturated. And I really just want to talk. That's what I want to do. So I think I'm going to stay true to that. I'm going to stay true to the conversations that I want to have. And maybe, once I get to a certain level, then maybe I'll feel more comfortable with doing vlogs. But where I am right now, I am just beginning. And so I'm just beginning, but I'm not just beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been talking. I've been speaking. But I am learning how to have authority in my voice. So if you want to stick around for these videos over the next 300 and some odd days at this point, please be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you all back here tomorrow. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Oh, do the peace sign ever go away? My daughter, she is 4. She be doing a peace sign.